Nursing has been around since time began. James Durham, who became the first African American physician, bought his freedom by working as a nurse in 1783. Mary Grant Secoyle served the soldiers during the Crimean War during the 1850s. Harriet Tubman served from 1861 to 1865 as an unpaid nurse to wounded civilians and soldiers in the Sea Islands off the coast of South Carolina during the Civil War. In 1865, Sojourner Truth served as a nurse for the Freedmen's Relief Association during Reconstruction in Washington, D.C. She was recognized by President Abraham Lincoln for her work. In 1879, Mary Eliza Mahoney became the first African American to graduate from an American nursing school. She is known as the first professional African American nurse in America. They were all part of the nursing pioneer heritage. They were all African Americans. As of 2009, there were 2,909,357 licensed registered nurses in the United States. Approximately 4.2% of those were African Americans.
I didn't decide to pursue nursing until one pivotal moment 3 years into my military career. At that time, I was deployed on a humanitarian mission for disaster relief in Haiti following the earthquakes in 2010. While working in an adult medical ward with non-English speaking patients, I was feeling particularly overwhelmed one day when one of my patients, with whom I never formally introduced myself, called my name while I was moving from one patient to the next and told me, "Thank you." I must have looked very puzzled at her because she said it again, my name and thank you. I realized at that moment that I need to figure out a way to go back to school so that I can volunteer to be on the first wave of any other disaster relief mission. Returning to school after a hiatus wasn't going to be easy because my husband and I got married when we were teenagers and had a mortgage, vehicle payments, both of our college tuitions, and 2 parents with which to provide care for, one with cancer and the other with a mental illness. If I hadn't learned perseverance during my youth, I'm not sure that I would have been as successful as I became at present, with receiving 7 military awards and with being at the top of my nursing class after starting the program with only 7 credit hours. There are no excuses. If I can do it, you can too.
The reason why I choose nursing is the caring and love for people. I had always wanted to become a nurse since I was a little girl, and I guess my mother had played a big part in this. My mother, she was in a wheelchair, also diagnosed with scoliosis and cervical cancer. I was amazed about the things that I could do for her and found that it was easier when I was a little girl to take care of her. I'm also a working mom, a mother of 2, a grandmother of a proud baby boy, and also I take care of my disabled brother, which is a paraplegic. And even though I am an African American female, I see myself each day have to struggle and work harder to achieve my goals. I'm also a diabetic, and you know, by being a diabetic, you have to take care of yourself before you can take care of anybody else. With all of these things, I'm also a full-time RN nursing student. And you have to have the motivation and determination to succeed and accomplish your goals, no matter what your challenges are. If I can do it, you can too.
Being a rebellious teenager, my life was destined to take some leaps and bounds. One major event was me getting pregnant at the age of 16 years old. Despite the warnings and threats from my loved ones, I still allowed this to happen. Yet the determination within me would not just let me settle for what people felt the outcome for young African American teenage mothers should be. My motivation and tenacity drove me to finish high school and obtain a job in order to support my son and myself. I went on farther in my education and pursued my dreams of one day becoming a registered nurse. Now that I am in nursing school, I am yet faced with another great challenge, and that is being a minority in this profession. I feel that the odds were stacked against me from the very beginning, and any error or mistake on my part will end my dreams of success. But through all that I have endured in my life and may still face while in school, I know that for me, failure is not an option.
My dream of becoming a nurse began when I was about 17 years old. I was so intrigued at the nurse-patient relationship and how that relationship impacted the patient for years to come. However, I let people, life, and most importantly my self-doubt keep me from my dream for many years. I became a mom at 19 and my daughter became my priority. I was still fascinated by the healthcare field, so I went to school and became a medical assistant. I graduated at the top of my class while working a full-time job and being a mother. I took the test to become registered in March of 2001. I got married a year later and added 2 more children to my family. I would often tell people, I think I'm going to enroll in OC Tech's nursing program. They would laugh or tell me anything but encouraging words. And I began to let their words affect my motivation. One Sunday, my pastor preached about how we tend to let others' negative thoughts become our own and hinder us from what God has predestined for us. I enrolled in my prerequisites for the following semester. I was able to work full-time, mother my children and my husband, all while maintaining a 4.0 GPA. I knew I was going to get accepted into the nursing program and nothing was going to stop me. Since being accepted, I also ran for and was elected twice to be the secretary for South Carolina Student Nurses Association. I have experienced some hardships recently that would have caused any ordinary individual to withdraw from school, but I have come too far to give up now. I'm expecting my 4th child with little support from my husband. There are days when I'm in class or clinical and I'm not sure if my children have been picked up from school, and I've even lived in my car for about 2 months. But I am no ordinary woman. I have come too far to give up on my dreams.
These women are you. Whoever you are and whatever your circumstances, if they can do it, you can too. You must also maintain the motto, failure is not an option.